Hey guys, what's up? Around 35 days are left for your prelims examination, and we have been doing this PYQ series. Why are PYQs important? Because it gives you an idea what actually UPSC asks and how it asks, right? So this is the major dimension that you have to look when you are analyzing PYQs, how they are structuring the options and how you can navigate. Because the sad reality is that out of 100 questions, you will only know 25 to 30 questions properly. And beyond that, if you want to clear the cutoff, you need to make sure that 40 questions, apart from the 30 questions that you know, has to be attempted. And how do you attempt that? By actually seeing how UPSC sets the various questions. So that's number one. Number two, we have already completed polity, we have completed history, we have completed your science and tech, and we have also completed economics, right, from 2021 to 2024. So it's better that you go and see those videos first and then start with the current video. This video is about geography, and this is the first session, 2021 question paper of UPSC. We are going to look into the topic of geography. So let's get started, guys. The very first question is about the drainage system of India. Your Indus River system, your Brahmaputra, your Ganga Yamuna, and along with the peninsular rivers are very important, right? So make sure that you go through the various river system, and nothing beyond is required than your class 11th India Physical Geography book. If you have done that, more than enough. Nothing more than that is required. Obviously, apart from the geography, the mapping part, right? So we already have a map book related to Indian geography. So if you have any doubt, we still have around 30-35 days. You can take advantage of that and continue with your preparation. So let's look into the question with reference to the Indus River system. So here we are talking about the Indus River system. Of the following four rivers, three of them pour into one of them, which joins the Indus direct. Among the following, which one is such river that joins the Indus system? This question, when it came, there was a lot of hue and cry, right? Because of the this statement, these three rivers pour water into the fourth river, right? So this was the major turning point. So if you see, the Indus River is basically made up of five major rivers apart from obviously Indus. So it includes six rivers. You have Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Bias, and Satluj. These are the major rivers, and out apart from Indus, it is also known as Panjnad. Panjnad, or let's say Panj means five and Nad means obviously rivers, right? The area between these rivers is known as Doab, Bist Doab, right? So this there are multiple Doabs in Punjab region, including both India and Pakistan. So that is how they have named it, right? So the answer here is Satluj. See, the Satluj receives the collective drainage of Ravi, Chenab, and Jhelum before joining the Indus. Okay, you can see Satluj over here, the river Chenab here, and it joins at this place. It's in Pakistan. The origin of Satluj, you can see it's near Mansarovar Lake, near Mansarovar. I mean, let's say Kailash, and the name of the place is Rakashtal. Okay, the river is very near to Kailash, and the name of the place is Rakashtal, where Satluj originates, and this Satluj joins eventually Indus and falls into the Arabian Sea. So this is a very important question. Make sure that you do the basics of all the rivers that are tributaries of Indus, right? Let's move on to the next question. With reference to India, Didwana, Kuchaman, Shargol, and Khatu are the names of, these are names of not glacier, not mangrove area, not Ramsar sites, although Ramsar sites are very important, and you have to make sure that the recent Ramsar sites that has been notified by government of India, you have to make sure that you see it. But the correct here the answer is saline lakes. It is also known as playas, Playas, playas. Basically it's a geographical term. Didwana, Kuchman, Sargol, Khatu are all prominent island salt lakes, often referred to as playas. Okay? Located in the arid and semi-arid regions of Thar Desert of Rajasthan. Basically, these are in Nagaur district of Rajasthan. So the correct answer is saline lakes. I hope you have understood this question. Let's move on to the next question. Consider the following rivers. Again, the second question in the year 2021 with related to rivers. So time and again I have highlighted it that you have to make sure that you do the drainage system of India very nicely. There are multiple questions related to drainage. Okay, so the rivers are, which of the above rise from the Eastern Ghats? So Eastern Ghats basically this is the eastern portion of the country. Okay, it starts from Odisha to your Tamil Nadu. Okay, and the other states are Andhra Pradesh, and you obviously have some area of Puducherry. Correct? And so basically this is the area. Now the question is, Brahmani is not from Eastern Ghats, Subarnika is not from Eastern Ghats. Both Brahmani and Subarnika actually originates from your Chota Nagpur Plateau. Chota Nagpur Plateau basically comprises of which states? Basically it's in Jharkhand, but apart from Jharkhand it has also portions in Odisha, your West Bengal, your basically these are the major states. Jharkhand is a major state. These are having very minute contributions. Okay, so these two options are not correct. So 1 and 3 you eliminate. 1 and 3 is eliminated. 2 and 4 is the answer. Nagavali and Vamsadhara. Both Nagavali and Vamsadhara actually drains into your Bay of Bengal in the state of Andhra Pradesh. So that is also a fact that you should be knowing. Okay. See, Nagavali and Vamsadhara rise from the Eastern Ghats, the other rise from Chota Nagpur Plateau. Multiple rivers originate from Chota Nagpur Plateau. In the comment section, you can also let us know that what are the other rivers that actually originate from Chota Nagpur Plateau. Very, very important question. One of the major is also a tributary of Ganga. I just expect that you know this answer and you can let us know in the comment section. Question number 57. Among the following, which one is the least water efficient crop? Least if water efficient crop, matlab it uses a lot of water in production process. So sugarcane is the right answer. Sugarcane is also known as water guzzling crop. So water guzzling crop is sugarcane and it uses a lot of water. Sunflower doesn't use that much water as sugarcane. Same goes for pearl millet. Pearl millet is also known as bajra. Your red gram is also known as tur in general common parlance that we use in India, right? So you can see sugarcane uses a lot of water, right? More than 225 centimeter. I mean that water requirement is very, very high. If you see the tally of all the pulses or let's say grains and everything, pulses uses very less water, and that's why Government of India is promoting pulses cultivation. Okay, and the other is rice. Rice is also a water guzzling crop and it uses a lot of water, and that is why the groundwater pollution is being polluted in Punjab and Haryana because of lot of rice cultivation and lot of groundwater reservoir have been used because of that. Okay, so you can also see this list. What are the various crops? Cotton uses a lot of water, sugarcane uses a lot of water, rice uses a lot of water, banana, citrus fruit, pineapple, grapes also uses a lot of water, right? So you can have a understanding of which crops consumes what amount of water. And this is a very common thing that we talk about in the newspaper also day to day, because most of the rice cultivation, when we export rice, we actually say that we are exporting not just rice, we are exporting water as well, because a lot of water is being consumed when we are exporting whatever is being produced in the country to other countries, right? So let's look into the next question. In the tropical zone, the western sections of the oceans are warmer than the eastern sections owing to the influence of trade winds. Okay. In the temperate zone, westerlies make the eastern sections of oceans warmer than the western sections. Here, both the statements are correct. Okay. So that is why UPSC has given C as the answer. Let's look into the next question. This question about your tropical rainforest have been asked time and again. So this question in the last 10 years, it has been repeated multiple times. Leaf litter decomposes faster than in any other biome, right? And as a result, the soil surface is often almost bare. Apart from the trees, vegetation is largely composed of plant forms that reach up into the canopy by climbing the trees or growing as epiphytes. Whenever you see epiphytes, it is basically related to your tropical rainforests. So this is one of the clue that you have to look into the question. The question looks lengthy, but if you read it, the basic essence of the question is very easy. Rapid decomposition, the presence of lianas and epiphytes are the characteristics of tropical rainforest? So the answer is D. Let's move into the next question. The vegetation of savanna. Savanna is basically a grassland, okay, in the tropical regions, basically found in Africa. You also tell me the name of various other tropical grasslands found in the various other continents. For example, in South America, what it is called, okay. But extensive areas have no trees. The forest development in such areas is generally kept in check by one or more combination of such conditions. Which one of the following are the conditions? Burrowing of animals and termites. It actually promotes tree, it makes the soil rich and it actually helps in growing of a good plant base, okay. So this is not the right statement, so one you can eliminate. Now let's look into the next question. Fire, obviously it is a limiting factor, and you have grazing herbivores, okay. Rainfall becomes a major factor, okay, and soil properties, okay. So 2 and 4 is there, so 2, 3, 4, this is the answer. Grazing herbivores also, savanna has a lot of herbivores. For example, if I show you this image, you must have seen this image in your National Geographic channel or Discovery channel, and you see the various animals. Basically, your major animal is elephant over here, you have giraffe, you have deer, right? Apart from that, the animal, basically carnivores which depend on them are cheetah, you have lions. In these areas which are dependent on these prey, okay. So fire, grazing herbivores and seasonal rainfall prevent tree density from increasing in the savannas, and that's why the answer is C, okay. Let's move on to the next question. With reference to water on the planet Earth, consider the following statements. The amount of water in the rivers and lakes is more than the amount of groundwater. Look into the question again. The amount of water in the rivers and lakes is more than the amount of groundwater. This is a wrong statement. This has been picked up directly from NCERT. If you have read your NCERTs correctly, you must be able to navigate this through this point. The amount of water in the polar ice caps and glaciers is more than the amount of groundwater. This is a correct statement. So the answer is B. We have a table here to show that the answer is B. Groundwater is more abundant than river and lakes. Ice caps hold more water than groundwater. See, if you actually see this image, oceans has a maximum contribution. It's about 97%. Ice caps and glaciers next in the line. So number 1 is oceans, number 2 is ice caps and glaciers, number 3 is groundwater. So if you understand, only out of these 3 UPSC has made an answer. When we say now how much you have to remember, we try and time and again we get confused how much is the contribution and how much we have to remember. See, other also have been asked, streams and rivers, but if you just remember these 3, you will be able to navigate through the answer. I hope this is important and you have taken a note of it. The black soil, okay, this is also known as regular soil. It is made up of your basalt, and it actually has come from volcanic rocks. That's why it is in India is called as Deccan traps. Deccan traps, because of these fissures there has been layer by layer deposition of the volcanic rocks, okay, and that is why, because it looks like a trap or let's say steps, so that's why it's known as Deccan traps. The answer is B. Black soil, which is also known as regular soil, comes from the weathering of basaltic volcanic rocks of the Deccan Trap. So geological formation, lava flowing and cooling, weathering and breakdown. Weathering and breakdown can actually take place with the help of your temperature, seasonal variations, and climatic influence also has made a lot of impact. For example, your rainfall and your organic accumulation eventually plays a major role. And the most important crop is your cotton growing in these areas, okay. I hope this session was helpful. You have to make sure that you revise your PYQs time and again. I have told you the PYQs along with the mocks are very important. Second is your, and which is a major area, static areas, as I've already told you that 11th physical NCERT for your geography is very important, along with your GC Leong, okay, and some map work. If you are confused with your map work, you can let us know. We have our map book going on both for the static and the current affair area. And the third and the most important apart from these is the current affairs. Whatever you have revised, whatever you have prepared your current affair from the newspaper, from the magazines that you have followed, make sure that you revise. These three legs will help a massive impact on your UPSC prelims examination that is going to be conducted on the 24th of May. We will see you in the next session. I hope this was productive. Thank you so much for watching.